Hello, everybody. Welcome to McKelvey Ballpark for tonight's semifinal Babe Ruth Championship Series game between the visiting team Goetz Brothers and home team Colonial Mortuary. I'm Paul Cunningham. Flying solo tonight as the mailman Terry Ward could not make it, but promises to be at the ballpark tomorrow. Quickly, I'll go through the batting order for the visiting team Goetz Brothers. They will lead off Andrew Cho, who is their shortstop. He'll be followed by Zach Chow, the center fielder. Michael Capote, the third baseman, bats third. Lei Aholele bats fourth and plays first base. Bowen Zhao bats fifth and catches. Dylan Cho, the pitcher, will bat sixth. Isaac Messer, the second baseman, will bat seventh. Andy Brandt, the right fielder, will bat eighth. Nick Todd, the left fielder, will bat ninth. Defensively for Colonial Mortuary, Orlando Gomez is in left, Ryan Perry in center, Brandon Pitts is in right, Michael Lucas at first, Zach Espiritu is at second, Ethan Agbayani at third, Cole Baker is the shortstop, Trevor Rogers is behind the plate, and on the mound is Cullen Homan. And the first pitch from Homan is in there for a strike, 0-1 to Andrew Cho. Home plate umpire is Randy Villa, and on the bases is Javier Maldonado. You are up to date. It's a warm evening here, warm late afternoon here at McKelvey. Homan working from the stretch. Just misses at the knees. Count goes to 1-1. Off-speed pitch rides in high. Count goes to 2-1. So Cho doing what a leadoff hitter is supposed to do and being very patient at the plate. Pitch is low in the dirt that Rogers is able to keep in front of him and kick it out. 3-1 the count. Good shot from our center field camera. Homan's pitch is in there for a strike. Count runs full to Cho. Pitch is swung on and missed, and Cho goes down on strikes. Almost looked like it was headed out of the strike zone, but with two strikes, Cho had to protect. Goes down on strikes. You're going to look at it. You see the pitch looked like it was fading low and away, but Cho offered at it and is back in the dugout. That'll bring up center fielder Zach Chow. One out, nobody on. Homan ready. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Ground ball towards shortstop. Up with it is Baker. Baker throws across the diamond in time to retire Zach Chow on the 6-3, 2 away. And the batter will be third baseman Michael Capote. Not much wind here today. Looking like it's in about the mid-80s. First pitch to Capote on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. So Homan off to a good start here, right around the strike zone. Grounder down the third baseline, a foul ball as it kicks off the glove of Ethan Agbayani, but it was in foul territory. So Capote will come back with an 0-2 count. Homan looks in for the sign. Curveball is shot foul off the handles as Capote was just doing his best to protect on that curveball. Count holds 0-2. Curveball again and again the same thing. Just able to get the handle of the bat on it and foul it off to stay alive. Still 0-2 to Capote. Swinging and a miss on a fastball up out of the zone, and down goes Capote on strikes. So Colin Homan strikes 2 of the first 3 batters out for Goetz brothers. And that will take us to the bottom of the first inning. 1/2 inning in the books. Goetz brothers nothing. Colonial Mortuary coming to bat. Shot of the snack bar and score booth over there at the Little League field here at beautiful McKelvey Field. The batting order for Colonial Mortuary, they'll lead off their shortstop, Cole Baker. He'll be followed by third baseman Ethan Agbayani. Colin Homan, the pitcher, bats third. Zach Espiritu, the second baseman, bats fourth. Brandon Pitts, the right fielder, bats fifth. Trevor Rogers, the catcher, bats sixth. Michael Lucas, first baseman, bats seventh. Orlando Gomez, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Ryan Perry, the center fielder, bats ninth. Leading off is Cole Baker. We'll stay here, and then I'll go around the Goetz brothers defensive alignment. First pitch is lifted into center field, is coming down, but a running catch made out there in center by Zach Chow for out number 1. So a hard hit ball by Baker. Let her look at it. And nice shot by Baker, but nice run and catch by Zach Chow. The batter now will be third baseman Ethan Agbayani. First pitch from Chow is in the dirt and skips away. Quickly, the defense for Goetz brothers. Nick Todd is in left. Zach Chow, as we mentioned, is in center. Andy Brandt is in right. Lay Aholele is at first base. Isaac Messer at second. Michael Capote at third. Andrew Cho is the shortstop. Pitch in there for a strike to Agbayani. Count is 1-1. Bowen Zhao is behind the plate, and Dylan Cho is the pitcher. Breaking ball breaks outside. Count goes to 2-1. Ground ball towards second base. Charging is Messer. He has it, throws to first, and hanging onto the bag is Aholele. Nice play there for the out on the 4-3, 2 away. And that'll bring up Colin Homan. We'll take another look at it. It was a slow bounder that Messer had to charge. Isaac Messer makes the play, makes the throw for the out. 2 outs, nobody on. Curveball is fouled straight back into the screen. A healthy cut by Homan. Breaking ball breaks down and out of the zone. Count runs to 1-1. Nice shot of Dylan Cho, the pitcher. Breaking ball again. This one drops in for a strike. 1-2 the count. Lifted into center field, hit well. Back on it and unable to make the catch is Zach Chow. Homan is around first, on his way to second. The ball rolls all the way out near the fence. Homan's going to try for third. Now they may have him in a rundown. The throw to third base is high, but the tag is made by Capote. He drops the ball, and they still call him out as he never got back to the bag, as Homan tried to crawl back in, but Capote hung with it and made the tag at third base. Another look at it as you see Homan drive the ball into right center field just over the outstretched hand of Zach Chow. He sprints all the way to the fence to get it, and then a great relay here. Ball into Messer. He gets it to Cho. Cho sees it. He's got to play at third. The throw goes down. Ball gets away, but Capote recovers and makes the tag on Colin Homan, and that's how the first inning ends. 1 in the books. There is no score. Shot of the KMVT community television truck, newly repaired, as this is the first baseball game we've done this season. A lot of that due to just repairs being done to the truck and other things that came up. But we're back here for Babe Ruth, and Homan's first pitch is fouled off towards the KMVT truck by Lay Aholele, the first baseman for Goetz Brothers. Homan ready. He works quickly out there. Curveball drops in for a strike, 0-2. So Homan quickly jumps ahead. Swing and a miss, and in 3 pitches, Mr. Aholele is on his way back to the dugout. Another look at it. Yes, he went with a fastball up, and he was too tempting to let go by. Bowen Zhao, the catcher, will step in. First pitch right down the heart of the plate for a strike, 0-1. Out of the strike zone in the dirt, 1-1. As we said, Colin Homan works very quickly. He gets the ball back, gets on the mound, and he's ready to go. Inside of that plunks Zhao. And he will go to first base on the hit by pitch. So with 1 out, Goetz Brothers has their first base runner of the game. Take another look at the pain threshold of Bowen Zhao as he takes it on the left hamstring. We have a quick pitch runner for Zhao as Alex Garcia will come in to pinch run for him. The batter is the pitcher, Dylan Cho. Pitch outside, ball 1. Trevor Rogers checks the runner down at first base. Nothing doing as Garcia didn't have much of a lead down there. Doesn't have much of a lead still. Popped up on the infield. Calling for it and making the catch is Michael Lucas. 2 away. And the batter will be second baseman Isaac Messer. Swing and a miss on a fastball at the letters, 0-1. Homan doing a nice job of nibbling at the corners and coming in a little bit high to tempt them with that high pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And Homan just challenging Isaac Messer. 2 fastballs in a row that were letter high. Off the plate, a little high. 1-2 the count. Low, 2-2. Outside corner paints the black and strikes out Isaac Messer for out number 3. 4 strikeouts on the day so far for Colin Homan. We've played 1.5. There's no score. A shot that shows why McKelvey Ballpark is one of the most beautiful on the peninsula, or the South Bay, actually. In the heart of Mountain View, California. Zach Espiritu will lead it off for Colonial Mortuary. He'll be followed by Brandon Pitts and Trevor Rogers. First pitch to Espiritu, a curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. Fastball at the letters, 0-2 the count. So in the early going, this is becoming quite the pitcher's duel between Dylan Cho and Colin Homan. Curveball, nice curveball, but it's smacked into left field for a base hit off the bat of Zach Espiritu. Did a nice job staying back on that off-speed pitch. and then driving it into left field. Let her look at it. See him just drive it right in the hole between short and third. And the leadoff man is aboard for Colonial Mortuary. The batter will be right fielder Brandon Pitts. Throw over to first, and back in time is Espiritu. Espiritu has good speed and is absolutely a threat to run here. Throw over again. This one more of his B move, just to keep Espiritu close. Pitch at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Throw over and close play, but Espiritu back in time. Espiritu with a little bigger lead. Runner goes on a curveball. Throw down to second is over the head of the shortstop, but a good backup by Isaac Messer. And Espiritu steals second, moves himself into scoring position. And Brandon Pitts has a 1-1 count. An excuse me swing almost that will allow Espiritu to advance to third base on the ground ball to first. Aholele made the nice glove work there at first and stepped on first, but Espiritu alertly on contact right down the line took off for third base. So one away, and the batter will be the catcher, Trevor Rogers. Pitch gets past the catcher, but Espiritu will hold at third. You see Espiritu going back to third base there. Ross Stanley is the third base coach and the manager for Colonial Mortuary. Ross played in the league years ago, back when he was just a young man. To me, he's still just a young man, but older than the young man he was. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count to Rogers. Rogers with a very bright orange bat. Glows at night. It's like a lightsaber. The 1-1 rides in a little bit high. 2-1 the count to Rogers. Infield is in for Goetz Brothers as they realize this is so far a well-pitched game, and one run, you never know. Could be enough. Curveball is lifted over the drawn in infield. It would have been a base hit anyway. And the run scores. They almost might have had a play at first base, but Aholele went to move in for the cut, which he's supposed to do. 3-0. So Cho maybe a little frustrated after giving up that single, now falls behind 3-0 to Michael Lucas. Colonial Mortuary, a very good hitting ball club, and you've got to be careful. You can't just put one down the middle. And a strike called, 3-1 the count. High, ball 4. So runners at first and second. One out, and a time called by Goetz Brothers as their pitching coach, Stephen Cortinas, comes to the mound. Stephen, also an alumni of Mountain View Babe Ruth, played at Mountain View High School Actually played for his dad when his dad used to coach here in Babe Ruth. Holds a record for Mountain View Babe Ruth, and it was actually a national record, may still be, striking out 17 in one game here in a Babe Ruth game. Very impressive performance that night. We actually were televising it that night. Lucky enough to have KMVT out here for that night. Orlando Gomez, the batter. Gomez, the left fielder, takes low, ball one. KMVT's been a great supporter of Babe Ruth over the years. Been coming out here for over 20 years to do games. In the dirt. Nice job by Bo and Zhao to keep that from skipping by and keeping the runners at first and second. You want to keep that force intact. Low, ball 3-0. Dylan Cho seems to have, well, clearly has lost the strike zone at the moment. On the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. Low, ball 4, and that'll load up the bases. So bases loaded, 1 out. And center fielder Ryan Perry will come to the plate. Perry, the number 9 hitter. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Shortstop Andrew Cho is playing in for Goetz, but second baseman Isaac Messer is playing back in case he pulls the ball, and they'll try for the double play. Oh, 2 the count to Perry. Outside, 1-2 the count. Curveball is lifted into left field. Back on it now, coming back in. Making the catch is Nick Todd. There's no tag as a good throw is made by Todd. 2 away. Another look at it. You see the drive opposite field. And a nice job by Nick Todd to go back on the ball and then come in on it. So he has his momentum coming forward. And he made a good, strong throw to the plate, and they wisely did not tag up. 2 away, top of the order in Cole Baker. Baker flew out to center field in his first plate appearance. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Curveball breaks down and in. 1-0 the count. Grounded towards third. Capote has it. He'll run to third, make the tag, and the side is retired on the 5 unassisted. A nice job by Dylan Cho to get out of that jam. Another look at it. You see the ground ball to Capote. Calmly takes it and runs over and steps on his bag to retire the side. So Colonial with a chance for a big inning. But they were able to push across just one. Colonial Mortuary in the lead, 1-0. Never seen anything quite as lovely as a tree. Shot of home plate umpire Randy Villa. Clean plate is a happy plate. Leading off for Goetz brothers in the top of the third inning is Andy Brandt, their right fielder. First pitch swinging, fouls it up into the screen. He'll be followed by left fielder Nick Todd and shortstop Andrew Cho. McKelvey Ballpark, definitely a hitter's ballpark, as you've got an overhang that comes out over home plate. So there's not very many pop-ups to the catcher at all in this league. And the dugouts are very close to the field, so there's not a lot of foul territory. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Excuse me, 0-2. Takes a semi-hack at that one, more of an excuse-me swing, but it's enough to retire him. And Brandt will go back to the dugout. Let her look at that last pitch as a sort of, should I? No, I shouldn't, but I did. And down he goes for out number one, and left fielder Nick Todd will step in. Low. Ball one, 1-0. Outside, 2-0. On the outside corner for a strike, 2-1 the count. Fouled up and out of play. 2-2. Line drive, base hit into right field. They might try a play at first. The throw is high, heads towards the dugout. Trevor Rogers gets it. They may have him at second, and the throw gets through into center field. He's going to try for third. Why not? Just keep running. They're going to throw it around the ballpark. And Nick Todd, on a single to right, ends up at third base. Another look at it. We'll see how it goes. He goes into right field. They decide to try to get him at first, but it skips over, flies over the head of the first baseman, Michael Lucas. And Nick Todd says, I'll go to second. But the throw gets past there. He says, well, what the heck, I'll go for third. And Todd is in with a single and two errors. And the infield will now be drawn in by Colonial Mortuary. Andrew Cho, the batter. One out, runner at third base. And a 1-0 count now to Cho. See if maybe they try a squeeze or anything exotic like that. At the knees for a strike, 1-1. Cho struck out in his first plate appearance. No apparent signals given down at third, so looks like he'll swing away. Fouled. Back and out of play. 1-2 the count. 1-2 the count. Curveball is in the dirt, gets past Rogers, but nobody's going to come. 2-2 the count. Dylan Cho steps back in. Fisted foul to his manager, Jeff Schwan. Schwan will hang on to the ball. Souvenir, he'll get a signature later. Swing and a miss, and Cho is down on strikes. 2 away. And the batter will be center fielder Zach Chow. We'll take another look at the pitcher. It's another one of those up in the strike zone that Homan likes to throw with 2 strikes. And so far, the Goetz brothers hitters have been unable to lay off that pitch. So 2 away, the infield goes back to a normal position. And the first pitch to Zach Chow is taken outside, ball 1. Grounded down the third baseline and foul. Homan from the belt. Ooh, brings that high one in and gets it as a called strike. 1-2 the count. Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. In to score is Nick Todd. And a nice job by Zach Chow with 2 strikes to take that pitch right back up the middle for an RBI single. Another look at it as he takes it right back up the middle, just gets past Homan. And kind of a seeing-eye base hit that gets under everybody's glove. Throw over to first, and Chow is back in time. The batter is the third baseman, Michael Capote. Pitch is high and inside, and Capote ducks out of the way. 1-0 the count. Jeff Schwan went through a long series of signs. We'll see if the runner is going. He is. It's a very late jump, but a ground ball to third, and Agbayani gloves it out of self-defense. Picks it up and throws across the diamond to retire Michael Capote, and that will do it for Goetz brothers at the top of the third, but they strike for 1. We've played 2.5. We are tied at 1. The tools of the trade there on the fence, the backpacks with the bats and gloves, and back when I was a kid, you just put the glove on the bat and carried them both in, but now you got to have luggage. First pitch to Ethan Agbayani, but I'm old, and so that's what happens when you get old. Agbayani has grounded out to second in his first plate appearance. The 0-1 pitch from Dylan Cho, and it is fouled at the plate, 0-2. Grounder down the third baseline and fair past Capote into left field. Gloving it out there is Nick Todd, and they will hold Ethan Agbayani to a single. It just did go around the base. Another look at it. And it goes right down the line and just over the base. So the leadoff runner is aboard, Colin Homan. The batter. Homan doubled his first plate appearance and then got caught straying too far off second base and was thrown out at third. Curveball to Homan in their first strike, 0-1. Outside and low. 1-1. Catcher Bowen Zhao very aware of Agbayani down at first base. To see if maybe he'll go. Hit hard into left field for a base hit. Todd quickly over to cut it off. Agbayani advances to second. Colin Homan has his second hit of the day. A single. Another look at it, and Homan just unleashes on that one, driving it into left field. And Colonial has runners on first and second with nobody out. Zach Espiritu, their number 4 hitter. He singled in his first at bat. He scored the only run for Colonial so far. Takes it to the knees for a strike, 0-1. Pitch misses, 1-1 the count. So Dylan Cho got himself in trouble in the last half inning. Loaded him up with only 1 out, but was able to get out of it, only giving up 1 run. But he's digging himself another hole here. A swing and a miss by Espiritu makes it 1-2. As Colonial Mortuary has runners on first and second with nobody out. They've been playing Espiritu kind of deep. I was surprised he didn't try perhaps a bunt to advance the runners, but he is the number 4 hitter for a reason, and that's one of the reasons. As he drives it down the left field line for a base hit, it skips past Todd, and Agbayani is going to come all the way in from second base to score and make it a 2-1 ball game. Another look at it. A line drive just past the outstretched glove of Capote. Todd couldn't field it cleanly down there. So still runners at first and second, nobody out, a run in, and the batter is Brandon Pitts. Pitts grounded right down the first baseline, his first at bat, and is 0-1 on the day. Grounder towards shortstop. Cho has it. He'll go to second, and it throws it into right field as second baseman Isaac Messer couldn't handle it, throwing the ball all around the field, and they may have him at third, and they do. As Espiritu tried to get all the way around to third base, he was unsuccessful. Another look at it. As you see the grounder, Cho did a nice job as he was holding the runner, tried to flip it to second. Messer couldn't handle it. So there's 1 out. Brandon Pitts is on first on the error on the first base. This one has popped up into shallow left field. Cho goes back, and he's able to make the catch, and they double him off of first base as Brandon Pitts went too far out, not thinking that the catch would be made. Trevor Rogers is out on the F6, and then the 6-3 throw over to first base to retire Brandon Pitts. That does it for Colonial Mortuary. But they strike for 2. We have played 3 complete. It is 3-1 Colonial Mortuary. A substitution for Colonial Mortuary, as you see the ever-present shadow of the umpire. Christian Ewert has come into the game for Colonial and goes in to left field. Aholele grounds this one sharply towards shortstop. There to make the grab is Cole Baker. He throws in the dirt, but able to hang on to it is Michael Lucas. And Aholele is retired on the 6-3. They had him played very well. They were playing him to pull, and Cole Baker had shaded up the middle, and that's right where Aholele went to. So 1 away on 1 pitch. Very economical for Mr. Homan. And the batter is Bowen Zhao. Zhao was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. He does not have an official at bat. He takes it to the knees for strike 1. Shadows are starting to creep out onto the infield. 0-2 the count. fouled up into the overhead screen, and a nice grab made down the first baseline by first base coach Cody Garcia. Curveball misses well up. 1-2 the count. Curveball again. This one's grounded towards third. Agbayani gloves it, throws across the diamond in time to retire Bowen Zhao, and there are 2 outs. And the batter will be pitcher Dylan Cho. Cho popped up to first base in his first plate appearance. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Top of the 4th inning. A 3-1 Colonial Mortuary lead. First pitch swinging is Cho, and he fouls it back into the screen. 0-1. Pitch in the dirt. Rogers gets a glove on it, keeps it in front. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Outside, nice backhand by Trevor Rogers. 2-2 the count. 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the 4th. Sharply into the hole, a dive and a glove by Baker. Baker with the long throw pulls Lucas off the bag, and Dylan Cho is on board with a base hit. And it'll bring up second baseman Isaac Messer. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Messer struck out in his first plate appearance, 0 for 1 on the day. Swing and a miss, 0-2. At the knees, strike 3 called. Down goes Messer and down goes Goetz brothers. We have played 3.5. It is 3-1 Colonial Mortuary.
And 2-1 and we're back.
Michael Lucas, Christian Ewart, and Ryan Perry slated for Colonial Mortuary here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As some more trees here at McKelvey. There's plenty of them. A lot of trees out here. And behind that, you'll see a view of the mountains, hence Mountain View. Lifted into right center field, hit well, and that's a gapper. Around first, on his way to second is Lucas. The throw will come in, and in with a slide is Michael Lucas with a leadoff double. You see the gapper in there. On their horses are the Goetz brothers outfielders. But Lucas legs it in, slides in, and a leadoff double for Colonial Mortuary. The batter is Christian Ewart. Ewart takes outside, ball 1. See if they maybe have him bunt here to move Lucas over to third base. Spin move, throw back to second, and back in time is Lucas. As Isaac Messer had snuck in behind there. Pitch misses outside, 2-0 the count. See Lucas getting his lead. Grounded towards third. Capote has it, checks the runner, throws across the diamond in time to retire Ewart on the 5-3. Nice play by Michael Capote. And there's one away. Batter will be Ryan Perry. Perry flew out to left field in his first at bat. Perry, a left-handed hitter, but a spray hitter. Can go to all fields. Joe from the stretch checks the runner. Popped up, playable behind third base, drifting back into fair, but Capote's there to make the catch. That was a tough play. Nothing easy about that one, as Capote went into foul territory and actually came back into fair to make the catch for out number 2. And it'll go back to the top of the order for Colonial Mortuary and their shortstop, Cole Baker. Joe with a spin move, throw back to second, and nothing doing. They thought they might have had him at second base. Andrew Cho made an interesting tag, just making the catch and flipping his hand back, hoping to get Lucas, and he almost did. The pitcher and shortstop are brothers, so they certainly are on the same wavelength. Baker goes for one out of the zone, fouls it up into the screen. Oh, and 1 the count to Baker. 2 down, runner at second base for Colonial Mortuary. Pitch is up, 1-1 the count. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Nice pitch there by Dylan Cho. Makes it a 1-2 count. Cho checks his runner. Comes to the plate. Grounder towards shortstop. It eats up Cho, but he gets the throw off, and Haley cannot pick it up. And in to score is Lucas. So the ball took a bad hop. Andrew Cho took it off the chest, tried to make the throw. Another look at it. Baker hits it hard. Cho takes it off the chest and comes up, throws across the diamond. And Ahalele tries his best to come up with the ball, but it gets past him. And then Michael Lucas comes in to score. So an error on Andrew Cho. This one's a chopper towards Capote. He has it. He'll make the throw across the diamond in time. And that will do it for Colonial Mortuary as Ethan Agbayani grounds out on the 5-3. 3 away, but Colonial Mortuary picks up another run. Puts another nail in the coffin, and this is a 4-1 Colonial Mortuary lead.
We're back.
Shot of Baldo Martinez, who will be managing the next game when IOOF plays, the Independent Order of Odd Fellows, who came in second place during the regular season. Baldo, who's been around Well, since Dirt, he played on this field when he was a kid, so I don't want to have you try to age him. We did cut off a toe several years ago and count the rings, and there was about 70 of them in there. First pitch to, well, I show Andy Brandt's supposed to be up, but this is Nick Todd. So we're going to speak very quietly because it's up to the other team to determine their batting out of order. Well, that is Andy Brandt. I'm sorry, they put the wrong numbers down. Or no, they didn't. I'm sorry. You know, I am mistaken. It's just me. It is Andy Brandt. And he fouls it at the plate. 1-2 the count. So that is Brandt. My apologies, Andy. One and two the count. Brandt struck out in his first plate appearance. And he takes a curveball for strike three. One away. So Ethan Agbayani, who is the new pitcher, another look at it. Agbayani on the hill. And a nice looking curveball drops in there for a strike. One away. Colin Homan, who was pitching for Colonial Mortuary, has moved over to third base. So Agbayani and Homan just traded places. First pitch in there for a strike to Nick Todd. Todd is 1 for 1 on the day. He came around and scored a run. The only run of the day so far for Goetz brothers. Low and outside. Ball one. 1-1 the count. Top of the fifth inning. We're scheduled for 7. Pitch high. 2-1 the count. Outside. 3-1. At the letters for a strike, 3-2. Lifted into left field. Going back on it, there to make the catch is Christian Ewart. And Nick Todd is out on the fly ball to left field. Back to the top of the order for Goetz brothers, Andrew Cho, the batter. First pitch out of the strike zone for ball one. 1-0. Line drive, base hit up the middle. And Cho is aboard with a 2-out single. Fourth hit of the game for Goetz brothers, but only got one run to show for it. The batter is Zach Chow. Chow's 1 for 2 on the day. He has a single and an RBI. Drove in Nick Todd back in the third inning. Pitch in there for a strike. Rogers with a snap throw down to first. And back in time is Andrew Cho. Throw over to first and Cho back. Fouled off into the houses next door 0-2 the count. Curveball plunks him. And down to first base will go Zach Chow on the hit by pitch. So runners at first and second with 2 outs. And the batter will be Michael Capote. Popped up, playable on the infield. Calling for it is Espiritu, and he is there to make the catch for out number 3. That will do it for Goetz brothers in the top of the 5th. We've played 4.5. It is 4-1, Colonial Mortuary. Shot of the truck, and the KMVT staff always draws attention. Everybody wants to say hi to their community access station. Bottom of the 5th inning, Colin Homan, Zach Espiritu, and Brandon Pitts slated for Colonial Mortuary. Dylan Cho out to work his 5th inning of duty. Curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. Time called. Yes. Colin Homan got a little impatient. Said, I refuse to wait any longer for the upcoming pitch. Homan is 2 for 2 on the day. He's got a double and a single. He scored once. Lifted into right center field and hit well. Chow on his horse, can't get it once again past the outstretched arm. This time, though, Colin Homan will jog into second base with the stand-up double. So he's got 2 doubles on the day. Here's a look at the second one, as once again Zach Chow made a great effort. Outstretched glove just couldn't get to it. Curveball in there for a strike. 0-1 to Zach Espiritu. Espiritu is also 2 for 2 on the day, with a pair of singles. Pitch is low in the dirt, skips past Brandon Zhao, and with that, Colin Homan will advance to third on the passed ball. 1-1 the count to Espiritu. Infield plays in for Goetz brothers. Pitch is in there for a strike, 1-2. So Espiritu with 2 hits and now gets to bat with the infield playing in. Opportunity here for Colonial. Throw over to third and nothing doing as Caputo wasn't holding the runner on. Cho will go from the windup. Pitch rides in high, 2-2. Fouled straight back into the screen. Count holds 2-2. Nobody out. Runner at third for Colonial Mortuary. They have a 3-run lead and are looking to increase it. Lifted into deep left field. Back on it. Still going back. Still going back. There to make the catch is Nick Todd. Colin Homan will easily tag at third base and come in to score on the sacrifice fly by Zach Espiritu and the RBI. So it is a 5-1 lead now for Colonial Mortuary. The bases are empty with 1 out. Let her look at it. As it was hit well by Espiritu. Nick Todd did a good job going back on it. Couldn't get behind it. Just was able to glove it. Tried to get some momentum going forward. By that time, Homan was home, and then almost a carbon copy, this time more down the line, on a fly ball off the bat of Brandon Pitts. And he flies out to left field, 2 away. As you see Brandon Pitts hustle back across the infield. 2 away, Trevor Rogers will be the batter. Rogers is 1 for 2 on the day. He's got an RBI. Curveball drops in for a strike, 0-1. High for a ball, 1-1. Ground ball towards shortstop. Cho has it, sets, throws across the diamond in time to retire Trevor Rogers, and that will do it for Colonial Mortuary in the bottom of the 5th inning. But they've evened the score with the innings. 5 complete, 5-1 Colonial Mortuary. Top of the 6th inning. As the warm-up pitches by Ethan Agbayani are just about completed. I thought they were completed. Now they're completed. And we will go to the bottom of the 6th. Substitution for Goetz brothers, as Logan Loeffler will go into second base for Isaac Messer. So you're up to date. With Goetz brothers. Lay Aholele fouls that one up into the screen. Aholele 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out and he grounded out to shortstop. As they shift very strongly on Aholele, does Colonial Mortuary. Shortstop playing almost right up the middle. And the second baseman out on the shallow right field grass. Third baseman is playing in the hole at shortstop. As you can see, number 21, that is the shortstop playing almost right behind second base. Aholele grounds it towards the hole. The second baseman picks it up in right field, throws to first, and safe, as the tag was not completed by Agbayani. He didn't tag the bag, and Aholele, with good hustle, is able to beat it out. It was a ground ball into right field, and it was going to be a close play. And I'm not sure how to rule it, but Aholele is on base. I'm going to give him a single, just because. He went all the way into the outfield. They didn't get him at first. We're going to give him a single. Bowen Zhao, the batter. Throw over to first. Not sure Aholele is a threat to steal, but Agbayani is thinking that he might be. He's probably just throwing. He does have a move. He wants to show it. Fouled up into the screen. As Bowen Zhao got a piece of it. 0-1 the count. Shadow now is covering the pitcher's mound, so a little difficult for the batters as the ball will come from the shadows into the sunlight. Pitch gets past Rogers. Aholele not going anywhere. 1-1 the count. Pitch is low, gets it past Rogers again. This time Aholele will advance and get himself down into potential scoring position. It's a 2-1 count to Bowen Zhao, as Goetz brothers will look to try to get on the scoreboard here in the top of the sixth. They're down to their last 6 outs for the season. If they lose, they will go home for the year. Pitch is high, ball 3, 3-1. Lifted into left center field, and that's going to get past the left fielder. Aholele will come around third and come in to score. Zhao is trying to get to second. The throw to second is not in time. And Bowen Zhao is in with a double and an RBI. Another look at it, as Bowen Zhao just teed off on that one and took it over the head of Christian Ewart, allowing Aholele to score, making it a 5-2 ball game. So nobody out. Runner at second. Dylan Cho, the batter. Cho is 1 for 2 on the day. Egbayani checks the runner at second, and the pitch rides in high, ball 1. Not a bunting situation, as they're down by 3, and we're in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. Throw back behind him at second base, and nothing doing. Nice job by Trevor Rogers to keep the runner honest down at second base. He's only 13. He's got a very strong arm. 1-1 the count to Dylan Cho. High for a ball. Fouled back and off the cement facing. Two and two the count. Curveball is whacked foul. Has a nice job by Cho to fight that pitch off, as it looked like it potentially could drop down into the strike zone. And with 2 strikes, you certainly don't want that to happen. So nice job by Dylan Cho. Grounded towards third base. Homan has it, checks the runner, throws across the diamond to Lucas in time to retire Dylan Cho. Nice play by Colin Homan. Took his time, checked the runner, threw across the diamond. Runner holds at second base. And the batter will be Logan Loeffler, who enters the game for Isaac Messer. Egbayani checks the runner at second. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Loeffler. Curveball drops in over the strike. Rogers again throws down to second base. This one gets through, but nice backup there by the center fielder, Ryan Perry. They're playing shallow on Loeffler, so Rogers feels much more confident throwing down to second base, knowing that he's right there, but he swings and misses at one out of the zone. They'll have to throw down to first base, and Lucas able to dig it out. So Loeffler down on strikes, 2 away. And the batter will be Andy Brandt. Brandt, the victim of a strikeout both times to the plate tonight. The runner advanced to third on the throw to first base. So that will allow Agbayani to work from the windup if he wants, but he will stay in the stretch as he is more comfortable there. 0-1 the count to Andy Brandt. Brandt fouls it or grounds it down the third baseline. Holman can't handle it, and Brandt is on board on the E5. So a nubbed ground ball down the third baseline. Another look at it. The delivery by Agbayani, and then you'll see it just nubbing down the third baseline. It took a little bit of a hop at the last second, and with that, Colin Holman couldn't handle it. Bowen Zhao comes in to score to make it a 5-3 ball game. The umpires will talk to see if maybe he fouled it off his foot, and the ruling is he did not.
Here's the home-plate view.
Take another look at this to see if he did foul it off himself. Tough to tell from there. Doesn't look like he did because there was no reaction of pain or anything as if he had. So runner at first with 2 outs are not holding him on. I'm a little surprised at that. Nick Todd, the batter. Now Lucas will come in behind. Runner goes because they're not holding him. Throw down to second base is in time to retire Andy Brandt. And Trevor Rogers with a nice throw down to second base, retires the side, but Goetz Brothers pushes 2 across. We have played 5.5. It is 6-3 Colonial Mortuary. Ross Stanley had come out to argue the number down the third baseline, and there's why. It did actually go off the foot of the batter. Andy Brandt, some great camera work by our KMVT staff. Dylan Cho out to work his 6th inning. First pitch in there for a strike to Michael Lucas. Andy Brandt is now playing second base for Goetz Brothers, and Logan Loeffler has gone in right field. Pitch on the corner for a strike. Nice breaking pitch there by Cho. It's 0-2 to Lucas. Lucas is 1 for 1 on the day. He walked in his first plate appearance, then doubled and came around later to score. Fastball misses well up and out of the strike zone. Curveball misses. 2-2 the count. Ooh, curveball just misses. Full count. And strike 3 called. I'm not going to say that was a makeup call, but I think that might have been a makeup call. Take another look at that last pitch. And yeah, that was, he called that really quickly to say, yes, I missed the curveball before. Christian Ewert, the batter. Ewert is 0 for 1 as he came in as a substitute. Grounds this one foul over towards the dugout. Nice play made there by Mr. Higaretta. Pitch is low and skips away from catcher Bowen Zhao. 1-1 to count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Colonial Mortuary in the lead 5-3, and they just need to get Goetz Brothers out in the top of the 7th, and they will advance to the championship game. They have been in first place all year long here in Mountain View, Babe Ruth. Came into the playoffs with a 14-2 record as home plate umpire Randy Villa will take his time, have a little chat with Bowens out just to make sure he's okay, as he's taking a couple in the dirt there, and they both skipped off him. 2-1 the count to Christian Ewart. Pitch in there at the letters for a strike, 2-2. Swing and a miss, and down goes Ewart for out number 2. And the batter will be Ryan Perry. Perry has flown out to left and popped up to third. Another look at that breaking ball that Ewart couldn't get to. So Ryan Perry, left-handed batter, has gone to the left side twice. Once into left field and once with a pop up to third base. And he grounds this one up the middle. Cho has it. He'll set himself, throw to first, and it's a very quiet bottom of the 6th for Colonial Mortuary. We will go to the top of the 7th with Colonial Mortuary in the lead, 5-3.
And 2-1, and we're back.
Top of the 7th inning. Stepping in for Goetz Brothers is Nick Todd. He'll be followed by the top of the Goetz Brothers order in Andrew Cho and Zach Chow. Ethan Agbayani are out to work his 3rd inning, taking over for Colin Homan, who would get the win should Colonial Mortuary hang on. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Nick Todd. Todd is 1 for 2 on the day. He has singled and scored a run, and he has flown out to left field. Pops this one foul up and out of play. Curveball misses away, 1-2. Some of the fans wanted it, but it was clearly out of the strike zone from back here. 1-2 the count. Curveball just got a piece of it. Count holds 1-2. Curveball misses away, 2-2 the count. Off-speed pitch is drilled into right field. Might have a play at first. The throw is high and pulls Michael Lucas off the bag. Nick Todd is aboard with a leadoff single. And we'll go back to the top of the order in Andrew Cho. Cho is 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in his last plate appearance. Goetz Brothers trails by 2, so they've got to be very careful on the base paths. Here in the top of the 7th inning. Runner goes. Throw down to second base, and the runner is retired. A little surprised that they ran that early. And the throw down to second, and they, on the sweep tag, got him on the 2-4. So 1 away. Bases are now empty. Cho remains at the plate, takes low for a ball. 1-0. Pitch rides in high, 2-0. Agbayani now goes back to the stretch. And ball 4.
Wow, how about they would have had the tying run on base?
So they're not going to challenge it. I only had 3 and out. So did the official scorekeeper, but we're going to go with it. And after a 4-pitch walk, Zach Chow swings at the first pitch he sees. So Goetz Brothers needs to play a little smarter baseball here. Guy walks on 4 pitches. You kind of want to take that first pitch, see if he remains out of the strike zone. That one rides in high. Count goes to 1-1. Especially when you're down by 2 runs in the 7th inning. Base runners are gold right now. Throw over to first, and Andrew Cho able to get back in time. So rather than runners on first and second, it's a runner at first with 1 out. Agbayani ready. Pitch rides in high. 2-1. That pitch in there for a strike. 2-2 the count. Chow is 1 for 2 on the day, and he's been hit by a pitch. Throw to first, and Cho almost leaning, but back in plenty of time. Chow's also got an RBI. Curveball misses up. Full count. Jeff Schwann goes through some signs down at third. They might be going here with a full count. Runner does go. Foul tipped into the glove of Rogers, and the batter walks in front of the catcher, but no interference is called. Chow is down on strikes. 2 outs. Another look at it. You'll see a foul tip into the glove, and then he walks right out in front of Trevor Rogers, who was trying to throw down to second base to get Cho. First pitch misses outside to Michael Capote. Capote 0 for 3 on the day. Pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Hits this one into left field. Over to make the catch is Ewert, and he's there to do it for out number 3. Ball was hit hard and right into the sun by Michael Capote. But Christian Ewert able to fight the sun and come up with the grab for out number 3. That'll do it for Goetz Brothers, and that'll do it for this ball game as Colonial Mortuary will advance to the championship game tomorrow here at McKelvey Ballpark. Final score is 5-3 Colonial Mortuary. We'd like to thank our producer-director, Bobby Chastain, the camera crew of Tim Erskine, Fabian Santos, Tom McNeil, and Robin Frank, the ever-present Robin Frank. For all of us here at KMVT, I'm Paul Cunningham. We'll see you next time.